and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Jody, and on my channel I talk about Broadway and books. And in today's video, I will be continuing my Broadway show series where I talk about every Broadway show I've ever seen. So normally in this series on my channel, I go over a few things, such as who was in the cast of my performance, who was on the creative team, how I like the show, anything interesting in the playbill. And because today's show that I'm going to be talking about today is a show I've talked about in the series already, I'm just going to go over who was in the cast of my performance, briefly how I like the show, and briefly anything interesting in the playbill. So without any further ado, let's get on to today's show. So today I'll be talking about the 36th Broadway show I ever got to see, which was my second time seeing the Broadway show, The Producers. So like I said, I did end up seeing the show a total of 2 times before it closed on Broadway. Today I'll just be talking about my second time seeing the show, which like I said was my 36th Broadway show. So I did see the show for the second time in September 2003 at the St. James Theater. And in case you didn't know, this theater is now the current home to the new Broadway revival of Spamalot, which I did just recently find out will be closing sometime in April. So in case you wanted to see it, you still have some time. So now I'll get on to what is in the playbill. So here's the page with headshots of the leading and supporting performers. And now the page with the headshots of the chorus, standbys, and understudies. Okay, so normally this is a part of the video where I'll go over who's in the cast, point out any names I may recognize, from having seen them in other Broadway shows since I saw them in The Producers. Although the first time I saw the show was in April of 2003. Today I'm talking about my second time seeing the show, which was in September 2003. And not a lot of time had gone by between my first time seeing the show and my second time seeing the show. So because of that, most of the cast had remained the same from my first time seeing the show to my second time seeing the show. There were 2 cast changes at this point that I did recognize that I'll point out. Leo Bloom was now being played by Don Stevenson, and I do remember he was really great in the show. And at this point also Sarah Cornell had taken over playing the part of Ula now. The last time I saw the show, Caddy Hoffman was still in the show. So those are the only cast changes that I really noticed. Now for how I like the show, I'll just briefly go over how I like the show because, like I said, I've talked about this show already in this series. But in case you missed that video, I'll just briefly let you know how I like the show. Yeah, my feelings on the show had not changed from my first time seeing the show to my second time seeing the show. Yeah, I had, once again, an absolutely fantastic time seeing this on Broadway. The Producers is very much a show where it's like musical comedy theater at its finest, and this was just a really great production. And like I said, I really liked the show and I had a great time once again seeing it on Broadway. So now for anything in the playbill. So before I get to that, my last show that I just talked about, seeing Little Shop of Horrors on Broadway, my 35th Broadway show, I saw that towards the end of the month when I saw it, and they do change the playbills a few days early, I've noticed. So this playbill is for September, and when I saw Little Shop, I saw it in August, but they had changed the September playbills at that point. So I'm not going to show a lot on the playbill because the playbills go monthly. There is one thing I'll point out because it kind of has to do with my next Broadway show. So I'll get to that now. Here we go. Okay, so like I said, saw the show in September 2003. And the one thing I'll point out in this playbill, because I don't think I pointed out last one, they had a whole thing in here about Carolee Caramello and all the Broadway shows she had done on Broadway up to this point. And one of the shows featured in this article is a show that I will be talking about in my next show in the series, because as she was in that show. And so before I get to the listings where I say what show that is, yeah, this is a picture from the next show that I will be talking about in the series. So it's a little bit of a clue before I actually say what it is. And then, so the next show I'll be talking about in the series, which will be my 37th Broadway show, which was my time seeing You're in Town. A show title that you just don't forget. But yeah, that's my 37th Broadway show. So if you made it to this point of the video, thank you so very much for watching me talk about my time seeing my 36th Broadway show, which was my second time seeing The Producers on Broadway. So like I said, be sure to stay tuned for my next video in the series where I'll be talking about my 37th Broadway show, which was when I saw You're in Town the musical. And yeah, so as always, thank you so very much for watching, and until next time, bye!